Welcome back to Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicle Anime Review Part 2. This is reviewing episodes 7 through 12. Why 7 through 12 instead of episode 11? Because I worked these while I was away. Now, the thing with 7 11 is this is adaptation of chapters 14 through 23. 10 chapters in 5 episodes. Not bad. Sharon, Sharon's gang decided to end up in Kiro country. A country which looks like something out of like feudal Japan area, kind of like in the middle of a marketplace, surrounded by food, and well, like they're there less like maybe a couple minutes ago. Sharon checks on Sakura, and then the son of the evil dictator basically shows up, harassing people until like basically Sharon does not like the fact that he's threatening Sakura, so he kicks the man right in the frickin' face. And he's stopped by a local hero who is daughter of someone who knows what's I think it's called Kasash, not Kasasha. It is it's some kind of special Kudan. I think it's Kudan. Yes. Mhm. Sharon. Yes. And of course, they also run into her and meet up with her resistance group, which two of the people they met in the previous world, and they think they know them, but they don't know who they are. Well, it's confirmed these two are in fact not the same people they met in the Haitian Republic. These are parallel versions of them, basically same look, probably still love each other. And Mokina basically guessed correctly. These two are in love with each other. Yep, of course Mokina is the basically the unofficial mascot for the series. hmm So they go basically stay at her house because I think they're like some special warrior. Turns out they're not, and they're there for like less than maybe I'd say a few hours. I'd say maybe like 20 minutes or so, and the place is attacked by a freaking tornado, which tears through the freaking house that they're in. Yep, it looks like some kind of school also along the house. Yep, and then of course, well, Sharon fights it off. Well, basically, they was surviving hit by a freaking tornado, and it turns out it's done by the evil dictator. Yeah, this guy is a gutless coward. Yeah, he first to have his own people deal with him, basically his own hands dirty. Yep, and his son is so lazy he has to basically fend upon himself. I like another series where we have an evil person who has a son who's just as evil as he is and basically always cries to his dad for help. He doesn't hit him for what he did. Unlike in the case of what happened in One Piece when Axe and Water had to hit his own son for being an idiot. hmm So later on, this son basically later burns out this woman's house, and she wants to kill him. Of course, he also uses her mother's old fan, which is later destroyed by him. hmm And of course, during the course of the story, Sakura gets possessed by a spirit, later revealed to be this little girl's mother. And of course, well, Kagu basically decides to take up leadership. He doesn't do much for leading these people. Yeah, so Sean goes into the fortress with the look for Sakura. He finds Sakura fights some hideous creatures, which are actually people that were captured by this evil dictator when 6 months prior to them starting up. Yep, and they pretty much like, and I realized though that what's caused all the power. Apparently, there's a power buried not only revealed around this fortress, but on the whole town as well. The purpose of the barrier around the town is to keep out these three like local, like let's say government employee vigilantes who go on and take out evil dictators. hmm And they do nothing in the story at all. They're there just to stand around, do nothing. Let the main characters of the story do something. Eventually, just Sharon, basically all the guys of Sharon's gang, Sharon and the two other guys, Faye and Kagu, so they go out to Storm Fortress themselves. So basically, before they go to Storm Fortress, they contact Yokido. Yep, contact her. As for when the heck that this point is taking place during Triple X Holic series, no idea. It's just her wearing one of her random outfits because like every time she shows up, she wears a completely different outfit. And they give her like they give her like a little ball, and of course, Faye gives up his staff that he wanted to offer up before, but he wanted his tattoo instead for some reason. And now because he doesn't have the tattoo, he doesn't want to use magic. Nope, doesn't want to use magic off the tattoo. I don't know why. And of course, it's also revealed. I think it's in the next arc why he's running. It turns out the person he imprisoned is actually the king of the world he's actually from, well, king of the country, and he imprisoned him because he's well, they loosely tell. It's like if he escapes, he basically will cause damage, so seals him up. So they go and storm the fortress, basically like they do in fiction. First they basically break the barrier with this tiny little ball, which Sharon kicks at the barrier, smashes it. They go inside, and they walk around for a bit. They realize they're going the same corridor for a little while. And Kurgan, first he's giving a little mallet to smash the wall. He's like, nah, don't need a hammer. Punches the wall, smashes, runs into a beautiful woman who's basically ordered by the dictator. Kasamu, yes. Yeah, which when I saw this, I'm like, oh, hello, Lady Deathstrike. Well, I was thinking that because of her long fingernails. Because I think of that because of the second X-Men film. So the three guys fight her for a bit, and then then Mokina points out that the ceiling is the weakest point of magic. So he gets their room by jumping to the ceiling, well, basically being hopped to the ceiling by Kurgo, and well, he basically goes to her after basically going through her acid bubbles, smashes the jewel on her forehead. It turns out that was basically controlling her, well, keeping under the evil guy's control. So as thank you, she gives him a kiss on the cheek. She says, wait, put me in the spell? I was like, no, that's a thank you. And of course, they talk about the little girl. It's like, hey, I knew her mother. Like, she told me she had a little girl, a daughter. She did mention it to me. Of course, she's not seeing it again until like toward the end of this very arc. So Sharon goes to confront the guy, and apparently during this period of time, the Resistance fire said to storm the fortress because the barrier is broken. So they break in, and somehow off-screen this guy managed to put all these jewels on their foreheads. I'm like, this is roughly about 20 people. Like, how the heck did he manage to do this in the span of like 5 minutes? It's like never explained. He probably uses magic. So Sharon basically just had to fight that because he thinks that these two in the bubble are actually Sakura and Kiran. Nope, he figures out basically just by her calling him Shen. That like, yeah, she called me that when I was a child, but currently because she doesn't have all her memories, she just calls me Sharon. So he basically finds out right away, and lucky enough that, well, while all this is going on, the possessed Sakura takes Kira, basically Sharon, to teach her, show off how to do her magic, and tells her that she should not use vengeance. So gives her own artifact, which is basically a mirror, not a fan, a mirror, and she uses the mirror on the other guy who was captured somehow. Yeah, I'm so curious how the heck that happened. And eventually they all get freed. Sharon easily takes the guy, and of course, what caused his power? He basically was using one of Sakura's feathers. Yep, that was source of his power. And then Kisumura shows up. Well, she had of course, Sharon on the way to his room had fought the guy's son. Beats him pretty easily, despite the fact he's got himself bulked up. He beats him pretty easily. He's probably by far probably the easiest one he practically fight in this series so far, anyways. He doesn't exactly fight his old man. Nope, doesn't fight the old man. He just cowers in fear because he's a lazy bum. So he's taken by the sorceress he held hostage for a while. Like, I'm taking it back to my country to be judged. It's like, okay, sure, whatever. He goes off, gives Sakura back her feather. She remembers a birthday party with her brother and her brother's, let's just say, lover, or his best friend. And they go off to another world. That's the arc itself. It's overall a really good arc, and it's development for the new character there. The couple who appeared in the previous arc, they do pretty much nothing except for one of them getting captured. Yep. The 12th episode, which is known as The Warm Smile, this one is just basically the characters end up in a forest with a giant lake. As for why in the world, what they're there for, yeah, Boken has some strange powers, so Sharon goes swimming. And this is also when they reveal Frau's backstory a bit, doesn't reveal it fully. And he goes swimming for a while, finds somebody down there, goes down there again, goes down like 3 times. Third time he takes Sakura down after she encountered a giant glowing fish, which asks her a question, why are you here? And she says, I'm here because he brought me. So the basic what Sharon shows her is basically this city underwater, this tiny city that's basically wrapped in a bubble about this big. Of course, the scale pops up this giant fish. Mokina reveals that nope, there's no feather here, and they move on. Yep, it's an okay standalone episode, but it feels like this is just filler. That's what it seems like to me for this one. There's nothing really wrong with these episodes. They're really good. The 7-11 was a pretty enjoyable arc, good action, good development on the new character who appears in this arc. As for 12, it's just basically almost nothing episode except for a little bit of development for Shaoran and Sakura, but that's pretty much it for this one. Yeah, they apparently go to a place called Fog Country, and they only here just for one episode before they go off to their country. So yeah, that's it for this particular review. Not much else to say about these episodes. I'm just basically breezing right through them. Yep. So next review, I was asked to do this because I watched the premiere episode of it last night. This I think it premiered 2 days ago. I am going to talk about a wrestling show. Yep. I've never talked about wrestling before, and yet I will talk about my thoughts in this particular one. I'll just talk about my review for the first episode of AEW Dynamite. Yep. See you next review. Bye.